Hello, this is Jean Henningsen with Monarch Leadership Group, and this is my summary of Leading Through Crisis, Making a Difference. I hope you followed along in my 16 interviews from different leaders in different organizations about how they led through this crisis and how their organization has made a difference. I hope you learned a lot by listening to those interviews. I know I certainly did. And there were some key things that they shared and also some things that they didn't share, but that I recognized in them. And much to my delight, all of those things that I came up with all happened to start with the letter C. How awesome is that? I didn't even have to force it. So the first one that I want to share with you is courage. Now, to step forward and lead in the face of adversity and uncertainty and unrest takes a whole lot of courage. Wouldn't you agree? It would be so easy to step back and decide, you know what, I'm just going to wait and see what happens. I'm going to see what other people do, and I'm not going to take action. And sometimes this approach is effective and it is a good way to go. But when people are full of fear and their future is really uncertain, they want a leader who has the courage to step forward and lead. So courage was really critical. Collaboration is my next C. Inviting others to be part of this process, to capitalize on the intellectual capital that already exists in your team, and having them take ownership and be part of the solution rather than you're telling them what the solution is. It's just smart leadership. And saying that you are stronger together, and I use that hashtag on all of my interviews, it's a very powerful statement. We are stronger together, but it's not very meaningful unless you truly believe it and you are willing to lean into it. That's where the power comes from. Creativity. And quite a few of the leaders mentioned this because they recognized that their teams were being super creative. So this is thinking outside the box, which we've had to do a lot of that, and coming up with new ways of operating, crafting solutions to changing circumstances. And in the beginning, those changing circumstances were hourly, and then it was daily, and then it became more weekly. And now that we're coming on the backside of it and slowly trying to get back on track into some sense of normalcy, it's like we're doing that again. We are going back to taking it day by day now. So it requires a lot of creativity, innovation, and just being willing to do things differently. And certainly key in helping them to move forward, right? Otherwise, you could just find yourself stuck and almost paralyzed. And the creativity and innovation really helped push forward and keep things moving along. The next C is confidence. I love this one because being confident in yourself as a leader is one thing. But when you're also confident in your team and their ability, that's what really makes the difference. Taking action, making decisions, relying on the skills and abilities of your team, super critical during this time. And if you question your ability to lead or your team's ability to lead, you will just falter and be left behind. And if you can't trust your team to step forward and lead and really do the jobs that you hired them to do, then you're in trouble. You truly are in trouble during times like this. So never is it more evident that you need to collaborate, or I'm sorry, be confident and collaborate, but certainly be confident in yourself and your team than during a crisis. So I hope that you heard that as loud and clear as I did, the confidence piece. And then the last one, which I added kind of afterwards, after I came up with those first 4 C's, I realized after listening to a few of the interviews again that compassion was a big piece. And you heard several of the leaders mention caring. They realized how important it was that they cared and that they expressed how much they cared during this time. And to me, that is all about compassion. You must show that you care about other people by listening. And this means truly listening to their concerns, to their fears, to everything that may be going on within them. And here's the tough part as a leader, is you may not be able to relate or even understand where they're coming from. And that's okay. You can still listen and you can still express your concern and your care for them and show compassion. So definitely that makes the difference between a leader that just goes through the motions during this crisis, maybe makes really great decisions, but if you don't show that you really care, you're missing that critical piece of compassion. So I want to thank you all so much for taking the time to watch the interviews and follow along. I'm including the link again in case there's some that you may have missed. It truly has been an amazing journey for me as a coach. I learned so much from these leaders, and I really admire their courage, collaboration, creativity, confidence, and compassion. So thank you so much.